Today we'll be making triple chocolate brownies. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. Here are the ingredients that we're gonna need. Actually a cup and a half of flour, but it's supposed to be divided, and I hate those divided recipes because they never really tell you up front how it's going to be divided till you get to the method. So I'm showing you up front. It's a cup plus half cup, all right? And then it's a quarter cup of sugar. It's not going to be a very sweet brownie, you guys. Half cup of butter or one stick, and it's supposed to be cold, so I did it by the stick right here. It's 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, any brand will do. Quarter cup of the cocoa, an egg. It's going to be a teaspoon of vanilla. You know I always measure it in the cap for the teaspoonful. Then half a teaspoon of baking powder. And right here is what makes it, let me move these out the way. Right here is what makes this recipe triple chocolate, all right? The cocoa is 1 chocolate. The Snickers is 2 chocolate. And the Kit Kat is the 3rd chocolate. So, get away, Jada. So this is what's gonna make it triple chocolate, all right? And that's all we're gonna need. We have an option to put some nuts in there, and I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna put nuts or not. The reason that I'm thinking against the nuts is because the Snickers have a lot of nuts in it already, and we don't wanna go overboard. And for this brownie, you can pick any chocolate you like, and you can only do 1 chocolate if that's what you want. Then it would make it a double chocolate, all right? So let's get started. So this is how we begin. We put the 1 cup of flour. This is the 1 cup of flour measurement. We're putting the sugar, and we're gonna cut the butter into this so that we can make like a shell. We want it to where this is crumbly, okay? So we're just gonna cut the butter into small pieces in here. We're gonna work this in with a fork, and then I'll show you what we do next. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is mixing the butter in, cutting the butter in with the flour so that we can make a crumbly type dough, all right? Everything is done better with my hands. Recently bought a new Mac laptop, and I'm going to try to start editing with iMovie, and it's difficult to learn a new program at any age. Okay, so pray for me, guys. Pray for me.
It's just your age.
Jada says it's just my age. I'm a young 46. What is this child's problem? All right, so I have this 9x9 pan, and I've greased and floured the bottom. And what I'm going to do, I'm getting impatient with this. We're just going to press this firmly on the bottom, and when the oven is ready, we're going to bake this, not for too long though, about 15 minutes or so. So I think this is going to be rich because we have a lot of butter in this mixture right here. So this is part 2 to this brownie making. This is a lot more steps than that one brownie we did a few weeks ago, guys. But, you know, we always want to be innovative and try new things. So in this bowl, we're just going to add the sweetened condensed milk. I'm going to get that cleaned out in a minute, all right? The cocoa powder. The half cup of flour that we divided at the start of this mess right here. Our baking powder. And our 1 egg. We beat it lightly. It didn't say to beat it lightly, but I will. And then a little bit of vanilla extract. And I'm going to use my spatula. Just going to mix this. And this is going to be what's going to go on top of what we're going to bake in the oven in a little while, all right? The oven is still preheating, but I'm moving right along with our recipe here. Okay, so it's time to add our chocolate pieces. And we've decided against the nuts because the Snicker has too many nuts in it. We don't want to do overkill. Let me stir it and see. We don't want to do overkill in here either, Miss Jada.
It's not overkill.
Chocolate's never overkill, huh?
Nope.
Alrighty, so this part's pretty much ready. Jada's probably going to toss more chocolates in here. But in the meanwhile, I'm waiting for the oven to preheat. We're going to bake that bottom part for 15 minutes. And we're going to put this top part in and bake it some more, okay? So I only baked that bottom part for like 15 minutes. This should be called more like a brownie pie. Me and Jada was talking about that. But this is the good part right here. So let me get this all out. We don't want to leave a drop behind. And then we're going to spread it out over this. Alright, so all I'm doing right here is making sure that all the candy pieces are spread out pretty evenly, and I guess if we had nuts to add, we would have added it now. But I think that's why we only baked the bottom piece for like 15 minutes, because this is now going to have to go back in the oven for another 20 minutes, okay? So see you guys at the end. So Jada's making the first cut in our brownie, or triple chocolate brownie. Get out a piece first. Okay. So here's the finished product of our triple chocolate brownies. Don't they look so delicious? And they taste delicious too. To purchase copies of my book, just visit my website at bearpantryshow.com and click on the store tab. Okay, so this recipe certainly was different from the first brownie recipe that we have at the site already. I like it though because of all the chocolate pieces that are in it. It was definitely nice. It wasn't as sweet as the first brownie recipe that we had, but it was okay because the candy bar, every time you took a little bite, there was some sweetness there. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the show. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button below. It helps a whole lot. Please go ahead and share the show with your friends and family for me, because it really helps it to grow. Thank you so much for picking up the cookbook. And until I see you guys again, take care of yourself, all right? So we've caught Jada in the cookie jar, stealing the triple fudge, triple chocolate brownie. It's not stealing. Good. The bottom is not soggy.
It actually helps the sweetness. It's like a pie, like a pie dough.
It's like a brownie pie.